Hello and welcome into the Free Outside podcast. Today is more of a proof of concept episode. Actually, I don't even think that's right. So this guy named Wade Nasinovic wrote in with a suggestion on what I should talk about today. So we're going to do it because we value our audience. And if you want to send in a topic, about 1,000 people will hear your name and what your topic suggestion was. So Wade wrote in and really wanted me to talk about wag bags. So here we go. And you know what I did? I used ChatGPT to write me an episode on wag bags, and I'm going to try to put in my own humor. I don't even think I'm funny, but I'm going to put in my own opinions and humor, and here we go. All right. Thank you for joining us. Wait, it actually goes like this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Free Outside podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Garmeyer, and today we're diving into a topic that every thru hiker and ultra runner knows, but very few will really appreciate: the wag bag. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about those trusty, often overlooked, and sometimes dreaded little bags that make a big difference on trail. Wow, interesting. Okay, that was word for word our intro. Oh, I didn't read the part in parentheses. Intro music fades in. And then now it says parentheses, playful background music begins. All right, let's talk about wag bags. Now you might be thinking, really, Jeff, we're spending an entire episode talking about wag bags? And the answer is absolutely yes. Because let me tell you, there's more to these magical bags than meets the eye. Whether you're planning a weekend hike or tackling a major trail like the PCT, wag bags are an essential part of responsible outdoor adventure. I've always found that ChatGPT seems to just like ramble on, but I mean, it's kind of a funny concept. So I do think, thank you, Wade, for this suggestion. So we're going to talk about wag bags. Let's get into the meat of this ChatGPT. If you don't know what a wag bag is, it's not just a poop bag for your dog. So what exactly is a wag bag? For those of you who might be new to the concept, a wag bag is a portable, sanitary way to pack out human waste when you're out on the trail. It's like a personal porta potty in your backpack minus the weight, and thankfully minus the smell. Well, mostly. Okay, there's no way ChatGPT has ever used a wag bag. In fact, I've even used one this summer. I've used one on Mount Rainier. It's quite a concept. I mean, it's basically a bag and it has essentially kitty litter in it. And that is where you put your number 2 business in. You tie that sucker up and get rid of it. It's like a double bag with like, what do you call kitty litter? Like smell suppressor, the full of smell suppressor. I can't believe I'm doing a full episode on wag bags. I wonder why they even got their name. It's kind of a weird concept. There's no way he wanted me to do 25 minutes on this, and I've done 3 minutes and 20 seconds so far. I don't even know how we're going to get 25 minutes, but let's just keep going with what ChatGPT thinks of this and intermixed with my own personal thoughts on wag bagging. First off, let's talk about the science behind these bad boys. Wag bags usually contain a special powder or gel that helps neutralize odors and even break down waste. I haven't read any of this yet, so it's pretty funny that I already stated what is in a wag bag. I am so knowledgeable. You should trust me. I have 35,000 miles of thru hiking experience. I've set records, speed records on some of the most well-known trails. I have a book, a movie, a signature meal, a podcast, a website, a race. I mean, man, you should just trust me, especially when it comes to wag bags. Also, our race, Montana Meltdown, you will not need a wag bag because we will have bathrooms. All right, back to the topic at hand. Let's see. We just talked about how it neutralizes odors and even breaks down waste. This is probably going to be my number 2 best episode. If you don't think this crap is good, you got to get out of here. We are just taking the 2 and putting it in poo. Man, I'll come up with some more puns later. Okay, a wag bag. It's kind of like trail magic, but in a very specific and much needed way. Trust me, when you're deep in the wilderness and no bathroom in sight, a wag bag is your best friend. I mean, back in my day, we used to just like dig a hole with a tent stake, but I guess times are changing and Isn't it weird that on our planet, the Earth, as if like some are from other planets, we are really in this situation of containing our poo, but in the movie The Martian, like he has to use his poo to survive. Okay, that was a tangent and probably very useless information. We've made it to 5 minutes and 30 seconds of wag bagging, so let's see if we can keep this train on the tracks. All right, back to ChatGPT. Picture this. Man, this makes me just think of a rap song and want to rap right now. Okay, picture this. You're 20 miles into a remote section of trail. The sun is setting. Nature calls. Urgently, you could dig a cat hole, but you're not a cat. No, it doesn't say that. But what if you're on rocky terrain? Yeah, what if? My grandma growing up would tell me that we were not going to play the what if game because I would just want to sit there and be like, what if this? What if that? What if that? And I mean, I still like to learn everything. This is why I have a subscription to ChatGPT 4 because I just want to know what if everything. This is why I read studies and want to know science behind everything. And oh, fun fact, I had to get some recent blood work done and my hemoglobin is slightly high. So probably from the sauna because, you know, those studies that I read, sauna, blood oxygen level, whatever, all that stuff, sauna, baby. All right, so we're back on a rocky terrain according to ChatGPT, which has never been near a rock. Okay, so you could dig a cat hole. Okay, I'm transporting you guys back into the ChatGPT virtual rocky world. You could dig a cat hole, but what if you're on rocky terrain or in an alpine area where digging isn't an option? That makes me think of like, can't go over it, can't go around it, can't go through it, can't dig. Enter the Wag Bag with a little privacy. Why is that required of a Wag Bag? With a little privacy and a quick setup, you can answer nature's call without leaving a trace. Wow, isn't that special? You can poop in a bag. I don't even think you need privacy. I bet you could do it with no privacy. It's funny on ChatGPT, it has all these sound effects. So right now it says sound effect, happy birds chirping. What do happy birds sound like? I don't know. It's a good brand name though, Happy Birds. All right, back to ChatGPT. Now I know some of you are probably cringing at the thought, but honestly, using a wag bag is pretty straightforward. And if you're anything like me, okay, why is ChatGPT pretending to know what it's like to be me? I don't even know what it's like to be me. You'll appreciate how they help keep our trails pristine. No one wants to stumble upon a surprise on the trail, right? Speaking of surprises, oh my gosh, why do horses get away with this when every sign is about like pick up after your dog, all that stuff? But man, you gotta just let it be with horses, and then they tear up the trail when it's muddy. You know, horse people, let me tell you, I've dated some, and man, horses just walk on water, but also they don't, and they just get injured and die like all the time. Wow, that was morbid. Speaking of wag bags, here we go back to where we were. This says sound effect, fast forward whistle. What does that even mean? I don't know what fast forward whistle, but if you would like me to try this with other concepts, shoot me an email at jeff@freeoutside.com. Because I don't know if anyone will even listen to this other than it will probably be our number 2 episode, which is probably what I should title it, even though that would be confusing because a lot of podcasts number their episodes. I decided from the beginning, I don't want to number them. I just want to put them out there. But our number 2 episode coming soon to a podcast listener near you, Wag Bags. All right, here we are. But Wag Bags aren't just about convenience. They're a crucial part of leave no trace principles. I don't think they're any of the leave no trace principles. They do cover a lot of them, but they're not. I could get into that if I need some filler at the end of this, but somehow we've done almost 10 minutes on wag bagging. So leave no trace. Keeping our wild spaces clean is something every hiker, runner, and adventurer should care about. Yeah, you should. And biker and horse rider and horse and grizzly bear and mouse and rock and trail and person that works for the Forest Service and presidential candidate. Everyone should care about our trails staying beautiful for everyone. What if you're like an ugly trail though from the start without any garbage? Like, can you get worse? Is that a good place to be? It's sort of like you started at the bottom and you're still there. I mean, that wouldn't be that bad. Could be worse. Okay. We are sound effect here, applause. Jeff, parentheses, lighthearted. So if you're planning a trip, am I being lighthearted? So if you're planning a trip, don't forget to pack a few Wag bags. Wow, I feel like the math would be pretty easy. Like you decide how often you're going to need to make a deposit in the Wag bag, and that's how many Wag bags you need. I don't think you just like grab a handful of these suckers. At least that's how I've never treated Wag bagging, but ChatGPT doesn't have a lot of experience in the business room of this number 2 realm. All right, they might not be glamorous, but they're essential gear for any responsible adventure. Plus, you'll have a fun story to tell when someone asks, "What's that in your pack?" Wow. Okay, the opinion of what is fun here is so weird. Okay, so essentially we're saying, what's in your pack? Oh, it's all the places I'm going to poop this week. Man, okay, that is one way to describe a fun thing in your pack. All right. Man, I said to write a long episode and it's going to close it up. All right, we'll do some filler after this. All right, folks, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the wonderful world of Wag bags, which sounds like a knockoff, the wonderful world of, was it Disney or something? Whatever. Next time you're out on the trail, give your Wag bag a little nod of appreciation. It's working hard to keep nature's call beautiful. And as always, if you like the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your trail buddies. Yeah, exactly. So that's what ChatGPT wrote for a Wag Bag episode. Then it says outro music signs out. Until next time, stay wild, stay safe, and pack out what you pack in, Wag bags included. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess you would be packing out literally, well, if you peed, I guess you'd be leaving something out on the trail. So I did go on and have ChatGPT write me some Wag Bag jokes because AI is so funny these days. So here they are. There's 10 of them. And we'll just keep on moving through this episode because it's pretty stupid. Why did the Wag Bag apply for the job? It wanted to bag some serious business. Terrible, 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 terrible. How do Wag Bags keep the trail clean? They're great at it. Wait for it, potty training. They're great at, wait for it, potty training. Oh boy. Wow, yeah, AI is going to take over the world, especially comedy with these jokes. What do you call a Wag bag with a bad attitude? A real waste of space. I don't. It's like crossing realms because the joke has to be like rooted in truth and relatable and like be a natural progression mentally to make it funny. At least, I mean, there's a whole science of jokes. But what ChatGPT is, it like takes this concept of, let's take the last one, like, a Wag bag. So what would you think about with a Wag bag? Well, it's a bag, there's poop in it, there's all these things. And so you'd use one of those as your punchline or the joke, but instead it used waste, which I guess is kind of funny, but then space, which I don't really get how that punchline works. It's sort of, it just doesn't have a funny element. Okay, why did the hiker break up with their Wag bag? It was just too clingy, always hanging around in the pack. See, also doesn't really work. It's too abstract and obscure. What's a Wag bag's favorite type of music? Okay, this one is actually a halfway okay joke. Anything that's got a lot of funk. Okay. Why are Wag bags the best camping partners? Well, they never complain. They carry their own weight and they know how to handle all your crap. Let's see. How do Wag bags stay cool under pressure? Let's see. They know how to gel with the situation. See, gel is only one of like a few like things that would contents, I guess, of a Wag bag. So why? I don't get it. I mean, Not everyone has gel. You can even make your own with cat litter. Okay. Why are Wag Bags the best camping partners? They never complain, they carry their own weight, and they know how to handle all your crap. How do Wag Bags stay cool under pressure? Well, we just read that. Duh, I'm dumb. Why don't Wag Bags ever get lost? Because they always have their trail sense intact. What do you call a Wag Bag that's always on the move? A role model for leave no trace ethics. Also not funny. Why don't Wag Bags make good comedians? Okay, this is actually pretty funny. Self-deprecating AI. We love it. Why don't Wag Bags make good comedians? Because all their jokes are a little down in the dumps. Ding, ding, ding. We've got a winner. All right. Now I asked what the history of the Wag Bag is because Wade wanted 25 minutes of wag bagging and we got 9 more to go. So buckle up, guys. So Wag Bags, I'm going to act like I know all this and have read it before, but instead we're just taking it from AI and we're seeing if that's true. So Wag Bags, it's basically goes back to when people cared about environmental protection. I'm summarizing an article as I read it. We're going to see how good I am at reading, pulling things out, and talking at the same time. This is like a really good podcasting exercise because Wade wanted 25 minutes on wag bagging, and we're going to try to give it to him here because if you write in, you're going to get your name mentioned, and we're going to just do our best and give your idea a shot unless it's ridiculous. Okay, Wag Bags started when people started caring about the environment. Makes sense. I mean, like, isn't it crazy in the, like, I keep wanting to say Middle Earth, the Middle Ages when people would just like poop in a river and then like downstream people would be drinking it. It's so crazy. I grew up near Portland, Oregon, and the Willamette River is like that classic grossness. So, all right. So the popularity of them grew as people began to care. It's actually grown a lot. When I first started through hiking in 2011, I say that line so much. It's so stupid, as if it gives me some credibility, but maybe it just says that I'm older. So back then, Wag Bags were not really a concern. I think there was the thought that you could get one at the Crabtree Meadow Ranger Station to poop in on Whitney, and all of us just decided we weren't going to poop. It's weird. I can't do that in real life, but out on a trail or something, I can be like, for 2 days, I'm just not going to have to poop. Weird how the mind and everything works. Okay, before Wag Bags, outdoor enthusiasts faced the challenge of how to properly dispose of human waste in remote areas. I don't know that this was a challenge. I feel like they just dug a hole. In the early days, hikers were encouraged to dig cat holes. What are the early days? I'm 33 years old, and I feel like growing up, that's what I was taught. Oh, well. However, as the number of people enjoying the outdoors increased, particularly, I'm having trouble talking. It is like 7 a.m. here. Hopefully my neighbor's not mad that I'm recording a podcast. Increased, particularly in fragile ecosystems. I got to do my vocal warm-ups next time. Like alpine areas or heavily trafficked trails, cat holes became less effective. In some areas, it became clear that more sustainable solutions were necessary. The birth of the Wag Bag. That is so dumb. The concept of the Wag Bag, as we know it today, started to take shape in the late 20th century. So that would be like the 1990s, which this whole thing makes it sound like it came about so long ago. How it says, like, in the early days, hikers were encouraged to dig cat holes. The early days are when I was like growing up. I'm not that old, or am I? As outdoor activities became more popular and the environmental impact more evident, innovators in the outdoor gear and waste management began developing portable solutions for human waste. The term Wag Bag is often associated with waste alleviation and gelling. This is ChatGPT, so you're going to want to fact check that, but WAG stands for waste, alleviation, and gelling. So WAG. Bag system was developed by the Clean Waste Company. We're going to have to fact check that. I'm not going to, but if you're going to follow this, you better. The system includes a puncture-resistant bag. Well, that is nice. If you imagine if it got punctured, it leaked everywhere. With a gelling agent that with the gelling agent that neutralizes odor and begins the breakdown process of waste. The Wag Bag system made it easier and more convenient for hikers to pack out their waste, especially in areas where digging a cat hole was not feasible or advisable. How would you get advised on where to dig a cat hole? Would you just have the Forest Service with you to deem a place advisable or inadvisable? I don't know. Pretty dumb, funny concept. Okay. So where even were we? Pack out their waste when it's not advisable. Wag bags gained popularity and became a standard piece of gear for mountaineers, especially, oh wow, I'm so good. Listen to this, especially on high altitude climbs like Mount Rainier and Denali. I mentioned how I've used one on Mount Rainier. Look at this. This is where they gain popularity. I must be an early adopter of Wag bags. That is why I'm an expert, and that's why you're listening to the show, because I just know everything. Actually, I did tell my sister that I knew. She's 10 and a half years younger, so I told her that I knew everything. And then right about the time she was figuring out that I didn't know everything, maybe I was 16, 17, she was 6 or so, and she's starting to question if I knew everything. That's when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I told her I didn't know everything anymore because my wisdom teeth were taken out. That bought me 2 or 3 more years of being a former expert in everything. So life hack there. If you got kids, just come up with some life event. Wisdom teeth is a great one because wisdom and knowing everything obviously go together. Okay, how is that related to Mount Rainier, early adopter? I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm an early Wag Bag adopter. Okay, thank you for joining us on the show. So they were required in those areas to preserve the natural landscape, and because both Denali and Mount Rainier are glaciated, which means they have glaciers on the peaks, and so you don't want them dotted with poo, which would be a sick album. That sounds like something that MGK would do, Dotted with Poo, the punk album, or something like that. I don't know why I came up with him. He actually shot me and killed me in a movie. I'm an extra, I guess that's what you call it, in, I think it's called The Four Sons, or the something Sons, some Western movie he's in, but I get killed by him shooting me with a Gatling gun. Pretty sick. The movie scored terribly by critics, but I've been killed by Machine Gun Kelly, if you were wondering. You weren't. I have a very weird life. Okay. The concept was quickly adopted by other outdoor organizations, parks, responsible hiking communities. The Leave No Trace Center for Outdoor Ethics began advocating for the use of them, blah, 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 where traditional methods were no longer sufficient. I like that pooping in a hole on the ground is a traditional. Wow, I am losing it. Okay, we're almost done. You're almost through our 25 minutes of wag bagging, and if you've made it this far, I really deserve a 5-star rating or review, and please click that follow button on YouTube. No, subscribe on YouTube, and write an Apple Podcast review or a review anywhere podcasts are sold, because that really helps me out, and we want these wag bag concepts to be in the hands of other people. So this may be a dirty episode, but we're teaching you how to make dirty clean again. Okay, modern use and evolution. This is the last paragraph, then we'll wrap this sucker up. Thank you guys for sticking with me. This is just took a dump on all your days by releasing this episode, I know. Today, wag bags are widely available and used by backpackers, ultra runners, mountaineers, and anyone who spends time in the backcountry. I do not think a lot of ultra runners use wag bags, but if they do, send hate mail to donaldtrump@gmail.com. Various brands and types of wag bags have been developed, each with slight variations in designs, but all with the same purpose: to allow outdoor enthusiasts to pack out their waste in a way that is sanitary, environmentally friendly, and convenient. The use of wag bags continues to be a critical practice in many wilderness areas, helping to protect these natural environments from the impacts of human waste, ensuring that they remain beautiful and accessible for future generations. All right, that is our wag bag episode. One time I wrote an article on why you should pack out your toilet paper, because I think with a lot of longer distance through hiking, and especially in areas that can handle it, it's more accepted to dig a hole, poop in the hole, and use your toilet paper, or even better, a bidet, apparently, and pack out that toilet paper. I wrote an article about this for Backpacker magazine, and I got a guy that told me I deserve to die and I should decompose with the poop in the hole, and that I was an idiot, didn't know anything, and that I should be rotting and decomposing with that toilet paper. It was a pretty insane message. He found my email, so this is what happens. Under the curtain here, you write an article for, say, Outside Backpacker Trail Runner, and your name's on the article. But you wrote all the words in there, but they write the headline. So it can be, I don't know, a very triggering headline because clickbait, that is kind of an unfortunate thing. You didn't choose that. Your article isn't about that, but they write a clickbaity headline, and then your name is the byline, which means it just says by Jeff Garmeyer. And so mine was about packing out your toilet paper, and this guy hated it. So he probably Googled my name, found my website, found my email, went through all this work, and he said that I deserved to die because my opinion was so wrong. Okay, on that note, thank you for joining for today's Wag Bag episode. Let's see. I was going to make some more jokes, but I don't know. I'm going to have on some more other people to change things up, but it seems like these solo episodes always do really good. So I guess that's why I keep doing them. And yeah, if you have a topic that you want to put out there, please let me know. So we're going to close out this episode with some Wag Bag puns. So when it comes to responsible hiking, Wag Bags really know how to handle your business. A Wag Bag, the ultimate popular gear. These are from ChatGPT too. Wag Bags, because leaving a mess behind is just too crappy. Need to go? Wag Bag says, I've got your back. Wag Bags, helping you take care of duty with dignity. Wag Bags, making sure your trail leave no trace game is on point. Why carry the weight of the world when a Wag Bag can lighten your load? That is not true. You literally have to pack out your Wag Bags. Okay, whatever. When nature calls, Wag Bags are the only way to answer without making a mess of things. That is not true. Okay, Wag Bags, because bearing your business is so last season. All right, with that, thank you for sticking around. This will probably be the number 2 best episode I put out. It was a little bit messy, but we bagged it all up and shipped it all out right to your door. This one is a great one to listen to on trail. Thank you, Wade Nasinovic, something like that. Thanks for the suggestion, and here were you said 25 minutes on Wag Bag, so you owe me 3 minutes because we just did 28 minutes. All right, thank you guys again. Like, subscribe, everything. Love you guys. We have a pretty amazing audience for just doing this for 3 months. All right, stay elite, my friends.